it's just always going to be what it is. Like, the enoughs are just what it is. Like, it's always going to be that. And so I think as you get to this certain point where you go, I have to just care about who cares about me and who understands me. And I also have to care enough about myself to just exist.
Yeah, it's hard getting there, though.
And I'm only 30.
Right.
I'm only 30, guys. Like, I just got to the best years in my life. Like, I just got to this point where I'm like, okay, things are starting to make sense. I've lived my entire 20s in front of the world.
Yeah. Big Boy's Neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. She is back in the neighborhood. Kehlani, welcome to the neighborhood. Hey, man, and we made sure that we said Kehlani.
Kehlani.
Let me tell you, man, and it's Kehlani.
Kehlani.
Yeah. Louis called her Kehlani. Almost like Kehlani.
I knew you were going to put him on blast.
We had to. because you know what we were saying, Kehlani, is names are powerful.
They are.
And you said you've never really...
Corrected.
Why?
But you got to understand, I do NASA,
yeah,
boulevards.
Yeah, boulevards.
You get a pass.
Yeah, he get a pass on a lot. Plus height and looks, and you know, God hit him with a whole lot, so he did.
You gotta be gentle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He got to pick his struggle, you know. But why you never corrected anyone?
I think I never corrected anyone just because it's like it's 24/7. It's like all the time. It's like. It's round, and no one wants to be like the B word that walks in the room and like somebody announces you and you're like, yeah, by the way.
Right.
It's just a little.
But, you know what it is too? You know how when sometimes but when we let things go far.
Oh, and then it just takes its own.
Yeah, man, because there's just some things that I just say, you know what, if I don't cut this off from the beginning, like I never played mama jokes. You know what I'm saying? Bow, I'm in your face. Yeah, hello. and so it's times when down the road, if I let you slide, then it's like 3-4 times, and then I say something like, you never said anything. Yeah. So, Kehlani, we're gonna let it be known now.
Period. Thank you.
Anybody leave from here, you know, anybody from here on, now they're on notice.
Right.
And believe that.
And I what you said?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Kehlani, you got, and I know on other interviews, I know I said Kehlani. I know I have. You got the greatest energy.
Thank you.
And when I see you in person, or if you just flash across something, I'm like, dude, you had like was it an album cover where you were just in like the backyard? I remember,
in COVID.
Dude, yeah. There's just these things that I look at you, and it's like, I don't know if it's this shield of protection we want to put around you, but there is this love that people have for you.
Oh yeah, it's deep.
You know, and what I love about you too, Kehlani, is you're strong enough, but you're also vulnerable enough.
Thank you.
Do you feel like that's a part of, even in your music, where when people say, oh man, it's therapy? Because I know people coming to you and they, like Ani just mentioned a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are your songs, is music in general, is that therapeutic for you?
I mean, I think that's just the way of the artist. Mm-hmm. I think singing is one thing, and it's like this physical therapy of like you're getting something out of your body, like you're moving energy that's stagnant, and it'd be the same thing as yelling out of a cliff or you know, whatever versions of that people have. But sometimes I'm going through it and I sing. I'm so used to just like, whether it be singing to God or, you know, singing with my daughter, and we just need to let some energy loose. But songwriting, I feel like, is where the real therapy comes out, because it's the one place where you can just say things that aren't a conversation. So no one's waiting to respond to you. No one's waiting to just listen to respond. It's like, I just need to say things. And like, it's my personal conversation with myself. And I just happen to let a lot of people hear it.
Are there songs that we haven't heard? You know, are you ever at the house like, I wish people stopped texting me, asking me for you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I don't know if it's songs you haven't heard that say that, but I have a song on my album Blue Water Road called Shooter Interlude. And it's a giant run-on sentence of everything people, like all the kind of like idiotic things people say to me. And it literally starts off with, can I borrow some money? Yes. Can you call me an Uber? And then it just goes on this long list of like the things that people say to me, like, oh, I was supposed to be your baby daddy. Like, your kid's supposed to be mine.
You're light skin.
Like, oh my God. It was like, it's just, there's a lot of things that I put in the music that I definitely can't just like,
that could be a hard song to listen to too. We'd be like, damn, I called her for money. Like, damn, I was the one who asked her for the Uber.
I definitely it's not a problem when that happens. It's more like, how about the hi, hello first, or the how are you doing, or like, I just seen you go through something, or things are really cool right now. You just got nominated for XYZ. Like, man. Congratulations. Now you think I can borrow $500.
At least you know you're waiting on it. Like, fluff me first.
Yeah, it just makes me feel like a person.
This damn Folded record.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, that record, for one, that record sounds, do you know when something seems perfect?
Oh, I love
that. That record feels perfect.
Oh, I love that.
And did it feel perfect for you?
I think it felt like it had all the ingredients. And it's all my favorite ingredients. It's really good lyrics that feel like a conversation. Like they're big enough, but they feel like a conversation. It's a melody that like I couldn't get out of my head. The second the beat came in the room, I just kept singing, "Come pick up your clothes," over and over again. Everybody was like, okay. And then we just kept going with it. And I was like, yeah, I had it folded. And everybody was like, all right. Like, there's something there. We couldn't figure out what it was. And then, you know, the vocal production, I loved getting into being able to just, like, sing it down and get into the backgrounds and, like, the meat and potatoes of the vocals. And every producer a part of it is just, like, also really cared about it, from getting the strings on it. And the mixing was right. So I understand. I'll accept that compliment. It
sounds,
thank you.
You know, and it sounds huge.
Thank you.
It sounds huge and simple.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. And boy, did you do it. And then I'm like, dude, we getting folded. And then I get the Out the Window. And let me tell you about Out the Window for me, right? I didn't know that was like a new single, the new single. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just happened to hear it.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, man, what is this? It wasn't service to me or anything like that.
Yay.
I just thought I came upon it. And then when I looked and I saw the date, I was like, oh my, I'm like, dude, we not finished with Folded.
I know. Folded has a lot of life in it still. We're like 3 weeks in the top 10. My first top 10. It's like kind of crazy. People are like, you're stepping on your own song foot right now. And I'm like, am I?
Right. You're like, let me step on my own foot myself. You know?
At least I'm stepping on it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I saw with Folded. When I saw that Out the Window, I was like, oh my God. I was like, dude, if this is what we're getting and what 2026 is going to look like. And there's always this growth that you want in an artist or a person.
Oh, I'm doing it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I said thank you, Bridget.
And you're not doing it.
Oh,
but you're doing it. And we recently had Coi Leray. And you know how there's some things where people say, my favorite is like she like
I saw that.
We get
She's such a sweetie pie.
Kehlani Folded. It's probably one of the greatest songs I've heard in so long.
Oh,
and the reason why it's so great is because, one, she has an amazing voice. But she's able to give you a story from beginning to end, and you're able to go ahead and have so many different parts of the song to where you can do the hook, you can do the part when she be like, come pick up your love. That's right.
Sing it, girl.
And then I let your body decide if this is like, that's 3 different moments. Even when it's so silly of me to act.
Come
3
on,
different moments. I could make 3
reverse.
different videos to that whole song. They not be the same challenge or not feel like the same video. So it's just about making great quality, longevity music, not fast.
Do you receive that?
I receive it fully.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it also is really nice when it comes from like other women. It comes from people who are in like my peer space and who are like doing their thing right now, who can like really appreciate it and it not come from like a weird angle or like there was no competitive energy in that, which is it's refreshing. It's really refreshing I've run into so many of my peers who've just been like, what a great song. Yeah. I love this song. And I'm like, wow, that feels really good to just like have that conversation because I feel that way. I'm constantly getting online like snapping, being someone's fan, like fanning out, just being like, y'all don't understand, this is so good in this music and I love them. So it really feels good to have that energy returned.
And that's one of those moments where I always say that character is what's being said about you when you're not in the room. Like you had no idea that she was saying those words about you. No. Or she felt a certain way about you and your music and the way that it made her feel. Yeah. You know, and I think that's what good music is. And good music comes from from whatever place that you get it from. Yeah. You know, and do you feel with your project that's coming, if we got these two, if we got Folded and Out the Window, how far, or do you have in mind when we'll see a Kehlani album?
Yeah,
we're definitely 2026. Yeah, correct. Early.
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually come in spring. Spring is kind of like, I'm born in spring. I'm a spring baby.
When's your birthday?
April 24th.
Go ahead now.
And my last 2 albums dropped right around my birthday. This will be definitely earlier than my birthday. But it's definitely coming in spring. I wanted to make sure, I actually pushed it back because it was originally coming in winter, but it doesn't feel super wintry. I would say there's more songs that I would associate with the fall than I would associate with the winter, and we're like moving into winter. So like I wanted to make sure there was stuff that really feels like the sun is coming back out because there's a lot of I know these are two like I feel like I don't want to say bedroom bangers, but they're like they're like fall, they're cozy songs, and there is a lot of energy that does exist on there that kind of need the sun. So I wanted to wait for that.
Can I ask you to do a little bit of Folded for me?
I'm very sick right now.
Really?
I know I always
probably
say
even sound
that,
better.
But,
you know, we get a little more raspy. Like, man, she was
You
raspy.
know what? It's not the rasp. I don't know if you can hear my nose. Can you hear the ding in my nose?
I was wondering what that was.
Oh,
no,
right,
I can't
right.
hear it. No, I can't hear it.
I'm sad I had to push a couple things I really care about doing back this week because I have a sinus infection. So,
Dude, you said that last time you were here.
bro, I'm telling you, I'm
You remember?
always. I'm
You said you had a
always sick.
sinus infection.
No,
the
I
last
have
time.
like chronic sinus problems.
You got to write these down.
I know.
Because if you're going to go around the country,
I know.
you got to say, all right, now I have, my throat's
keep
not
up with
right.
my bullshit.
Yeah.
No, I promise. It's
Do you
true.
remember you told us
I
that?
want everybody watching to pay attention to how my nose sounds.
Right,
You'll
right.
hear it. You'll hear
But
it.
do you remember telling us that?
No, but I believe it.
No, you didn't tell us that.
I fully believe
Right,
it.
you didn't tell us
I
that.
think every single one of my first 3 shows, every time I go to Europe on tour, I'm sick.
Really?
Because of the weather change and the long flight, every time. And I promise you, I take all the supplements.
So
I
were
get
you
the
just over there?
IVs. No,
Oh,
but
okay.
the weather just changed.
Right,
Like
here.
it's been so cold, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the rain, but I am getting my butt whooped. And I just shot a music video
For
Out the Window, where I was actually dancing in the rain. In the middle
real
of the
rain?
night, I had double rain. I had real rain and I had rain that came from a machine from the Los Angeles Fire Department.
now they got water. Huh?
And it was Hollywood rain. So like
now they got water. You know what I'm saying?
spoiler alert,
Yeah.
I'm singing in the rain.
Right.
I'm giving everybody
What a
what they
wine
asked me to
before?
give them. So I got sick that night. That was only like 3-4 nights ago. So
Damn. All righty. Well, you'll come back.
sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Video giving step up.
You know what? There's a
Stomp the
little,
yard?
there's a little stomp the
rain?
yardish element to it, but I think I really paid attention to what people were saying with their feedback from my Folded video, and they were like, I don't really think this connected with the song, but I was trying to. I didn't really know what Folded was at the time. And we had no idea Folded was going to be what it is. I didn't even consider it a single. I had just made a song. I had made a bunch of music in that time period and was like, this feels like one that could come out to kind of explain where I'm at musically right now. It's not the song of the summer. Like I was telling my label, like,
Right.
you guys, it's the middle of June. You guys are looking for like song of the summer. We're looking for a club banger. People want to be shaking butt on yachts. Like I was like, I don't have that. But to me, this feels like an explanation of like where I'm at in my musical journey at the moment. And I just like put a snippet out. It started going up, and here we are. Now there's this demand for a video, and I was like, I miss dancing. I'm in this grown woman element, and to me, it felt like, what's this grown woman element paired with how I think artistically? And people were like, "Girl, we wanted you to go throw a man's clothes out. We wanted you to pick up some clothes." I was like, first of all, him. Who is him? That's how I knew I reached a new height with fans, because most of them didn't even know I was gay.
Yeah.
Right. So Folded isn't like him. This
No.
is, if you think about how people say, oh man, remember Tyrone? I think you better call.
Yeah.
This isn't a Tyrone. This is like a Taisha. Or something.
They were like, good luck. I'm not Kehlani. My man's clothes going to be da-da-da. I was like, I'm just glad anyone can relate to it. This song isn't even about anybody specific. I just wanted to write a great song, and I was able to draw from previous emotions to feel that. And that's kind of where I've been at with it. I just want to make great songs.
What about you, just personal growth? Because you hear it in the music. Not that you made anything immature. But
I've
there's
had some immature perspective.
But that's life too,
before.
though. Life is this. You know what I'm saying? But in life now, motherhood, does that also come into like the creative process as well?
I mean, I think that there's so many factors. I have to grow at the speed of light all the time because I'm under a microscope that constantly reflects back at me 24/7. I'm living my whole entire life publicly.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you have to deal with this crossroad of like, here's what the world thinks of me and here's what God thinks of me and what I have the chance to know about me. And you have to constantly decide who you are. And it's genuinely hard. And I realized over time, I had to come to a realization maybe a little under a year ago that I didn't know who I was without considering what the public thought of me first. And that was everything. That was how I look, how I act, how I think, the things I believe in, the things I stand up for, the opportunities I've taken or lost or anything like that. I didn't realize that my first thought when I think of those things were I was considering outside opinions.
Right.
And not even outside opinions of people who know and love me, but outside opinions of strangers, like complete strangers. And I had to do a hard reset of stepping back to be like, what do I know of myself and what does God think of me and how do I solely fill those expectations?
You know, I always tell people there's times when I call it the representative. And I would tell people with my therapy, and I went to a great place called the Hoffman Institute. I was like, man, I was so...
Shout out therapy.
Yeah. I was so used to, even now, sending the representative.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why when people say, oh, I got into a relationship with this person, in a relationship, it's always the representative that's there first. When you go get a job, it's the representative. And that's how we kind of live our lives.
Yeah.
And then I just had to get in a position, Kehlani, where I was like, I need to, as much as I can, not send a representative. We're in entertainment and there's certain things, but your true authentic self, that's when you got to step up and say, okay, I got to pull it back just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think with you, and I feel the same way, maybe I'm putting this on you, but I always say that we got to deal with these enoughs.
Yeah.
And when I say the enoughs, you know, you got your own, but I got to be, you know, I got to be dad enough. I got to be big boy enough. I got to be husband enough.
Right.
And not complaining, but there's all these different enoughs.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you have a list of it.
Them. Yeah, I think I have to be a representation to every intersectional community that I belong to, and I have to be the perfect representation 24/7. If I've ever spoken up for something, I have to, till the end of whenever that, you know, trial ends, which usually it doesn't. And we're not going to see that a lot of these changes that I'm pushing for in my lifetime. But you have to see through till the end of your life that you're hopefully the perfect representation of whatever you've ever spoken out for. God forbid you ever be a human and contradict yourself, or there's situations people don't know about, like, this happened, I spoke up for this, and then I was pushed against the wall in this way, and you have no idea that pushed me against the wall in that way. I had no choice but to make this choice, but now because this choice and this choice are contradicting, you've summed it up to X, Y, Z. And then if you speak about it, then you're not being Beyonce enough as an artist. Now you're responding to the internet. And now, how dare you respond to the internet to correct your own narrative, because then you're bothered. Versus maybe I just wanted to explain myself. But then if you explain yourself, even very eloquently, even with care, even with nuance, there's just people who are dedicated to the contrary. And some people it's just always going to be what it is. Like, the enoughs are just what it is. Like, it's always going to be that. And so I think as you get to this certain point where you go, I have to just care about who cares about me and who understands me. And I also have to care enough about myself to just exist.
Yeah, it's hard getting there, though.
And I'm only 30.
Like,
I'm only 30, guys. Like, I just got to the best years in my life. Like, I just got to this point where I'm like, okay, things are starting to make sense. I've lived my entire 20s in front of the world.
Yeah. And let me tell you, man, and I've talked to the neighborhood about this as well, Kehlani. And there's this thing I talk about called, it's like decades. And you only got a few decades in now, right? But you got to think, if you go from 1 to 10 that decade, pretty much you're born, you're taking your first steps. You know what I'm saying? You're going to school.
And then you're a whole kid.
Yeah, and that decade. And then from your 10 to 20, right? From 10 to 20, you went through elementary school, middle school, high school, some college. Then there's a lot of first that's going on. First loves, first this, first that. So think about what your 20 to 30
Oh my God,
decade
I was a kid and now I'm an adult.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 20 to 30, you probably were in relationships.
Oh yeah.
You had
hello.
You had your daughter. You record wise accolades. What in that 10 years?
Yeah.
So what would 30 to 40 look like? My 20 to 30.
Yeah.
I went from being a little in the gray area of life. You know what I'm saying? To getting a radio gig, to being a bodyguard, no particular order, bodyguard for the Far Side. I met my first real love of my life. You know what I'm saying? I bought my mom a house. And then when I hit 29, about to turn 30, my mom dies. So in that whole decade, it was like I learned so much life.
Polar opposite things happening.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you see those things in this decade and whatever's coming up.
I mean, 20 to 30, people can look up my 20 to 30. I still experience backlash online from things that happened when I was turning 21. Like from people who are just now discovering me, seeing whispers of things online, hyping it up, and then joining some type of weird train to troll me about things that happened when I'm 20. I'm 30. All these people involved in these situations don't even care about it anymore. We moved on. We have families. We're in different countries. Like it's all different things. I think 30 to 40, what I see for myself the most is just really prioritizing my real life. I think I've given so much publicly. I think I have just been ran down publicly. And I've, not to say that I've let it happen, but like for a long time, I just felt like it was my responsibility to just keep giving and giving and giving and giving. And something really hit on my 30th birthday, literally, where I woke up and I was like, I actually kind of need to live for myself or else I'm going to have regrets. And I think that thought alone propelled a lot of the way I'm changing my life around right now, becoming more private, protecting myself more, making sure I put these barriers in place with the public and really zoning in on just like what it means to connect to people who actually love me and not worry about who doesn't or trying to change the minds of anybody who feels a certain way. And I'm just really in that, put those parameters up to live that way for my
Do you know how to
decade.
say no?
I didn't, but I do now, and I love it.
Yeah.
I say it all the time.
I'm still learning.
I just no. You might not even get the sentence out. No. Yeah, but I didn't before, for sure.
Now, what about with when you look at and you talk about health, certain things? Do you have a farm? Or you?
No, at some point I had, it was the beginning of a farm, and then I had a stalker incident, and they came to my house. So I had to
so
sell
that
the
farm is
land.
gone. Okay.
But a really nice family has it, so we love that. We love that.
But how do you protect your peace and your privacy? Because this device right here, and this is the gift and the curse.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of them things where I have a new album, I have a new single, I have a new this, but then also, this could be some of the dirtiest shit.
It's so dark in there.
And
yeah, it's so dark.
Do you know how to turn off the noise?
Well, I will say this. Last year, I was very gratefully diagnosed with multiple mental illnesses that I then got the help for, and I've been in treatment for a year. That allowed me to get the right medication combination, the right therapy combination, the right daily practices, and really shifting my entire life around to navigate that. So a lot of the things that would have really rocked me before don't really rock me the same way.
Is anything triggering?
All of it's triggering.
Right.
And all of it is kind of like, it hits these certain parts of my diagnosis that if someone wasn't famous, they would be incredibly triggered by. And now I receive it at such a mass level. And I think beyond that, it's like people will hold you to a part of your life that stuck out to them. And they don't get to experience you to know how you've grown or where you've changed. I'm telling you, you would think with the things that people say and the things people talk about that they just happened. But a lot of these things are things that happened, a lot can happen in a year. A lot can happen post-medication, post getting the right regimen and all the therapies and all the treatments. But I'm experiencing blah, 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 XYZ. That's 4 or 5 years ago. That's 2 years ago. Regardless, I would say that the hardest part about it now is just restricting myself from the need to prove that and stopping myself from the the anxiety that I get if I have to explain this and I have to, this isn't what you guys think and this isn't what you said. And I've gotten myself in trouble a couple of times, even recently, just being like, I need to clarify.
Yeah, that could be a lot too.
And because people also don't realize sometimes when you clarify out of anxiety, you're clarifying in anxiety with anxiety. So you still don't say the right thing. And I've gotten in some things even in the last couple months where I rushed to clarify something and I didn't explain it even further enough. And that created a whole new problem online. And so now I'm in this thing where I'm like, people are just going to talk, Kehlani. And I just have to quiet the noise. And I just need to take a step back. And it's like, let me talk to my therapist. Let me talk to my best friend. Let me talk to the people around me. Let me talk to God. And let me just focus on that being where I receive the mirror that I'm looking for and that reflection that I'm looking for. Because the mirror is not the public. That is not reflecting the right way. They're still reflecting from an angle or an image. That's like asking a photo that they picked of you from their favorite era to be their reflection. That's not a mirror. It's not current. So, yeah, that little phone, that little world in that phone is a tough one, but I'm working through it.
Hey man, we recently saw you step out with on stage with Brandy at the Boy Is Mine tour.
Yeah, my face.
But Brandy, has that always been kind of like one for you as well?
Yeah.
So what does that feel like when you and now you can say, oh, I still love that person, but you could be considered a peer as well. But what does that feel like?
You know, I don't think I would ever call my greats my peers.
Go ahead
I think that there's just.
Well, I appreciate that. You're talking about Brandy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's okay, we're not peers either. Respectfully, you are a legend, and I know that when I walk in here. Even the other day, I seen a tweet that was going viral about Jazmine Sullivan. It was like, get rid of one of this artist in their discography, and it was like me and two of my peers and Jazmine Sullivan. And I said, whoa. I said, this is actually disrespectful. It's disrespectful to Jazmine Sullivan.
Right.
Because I was covering Jazmine Sullivan songs when I was in middle school. Like, before I ever touched a microphone, before I ever sang or wrote a song, there's videos of me that you can Google that are like me covering Jazmine Sullivan songs, standing outside my school. Like, we were geeking out over Jazmine vocals in choir class. Again, in school. So I think to then refer to her as a peer is just demeaning.
Gotcha.
When she's someone that we've all looked up to. So I just would respectfully like to put her in her proper peer group that she deserves. And I don't even know exactly what, because it was definitely after Brandy, but it was before me. It's the one that's right above me that still could look at Brandy and say that's still before me. It's not 90s, it's not early 2000s, but it's that after. That middle 2000 before this.
Right.
Yeah, me and numbers, don't ask.
Right.
But I say that to say, also with Brandy, would never call her a peer, will always call her a mother, will always call her in my Mount Rushmore of R&B. I think every R&B singer that you ask, if you're talking about vocal goats, they're gonna say Brandy. And we won't be doing any I won't be doing arguing about that. I would never respectfully get into an argument about Brandy Norwood. I would never be explaining Brandy Norwood to anybody. I would never back up my claim. It's just going to be my claim, and real ones know and agree with me. And that is quite literally that.
What did that feel like on stage?
I'm just glad I got to give her flowers.
Yeah.
It was even if they had only brought me out to give her flowers and say what I got to say, that would have been just as good as being able to sing my song. I also was really grateful to be there in Monica's presence as well, and give Monica her flowers privately, and I was Brandy's guest, so that's why I got to bring the flowers out. But just witnessing what they're doing for camaraderie,
right,
and their public narrative of that, we knew they beefed,
right,
and we knew they fell out. At the time, they had the biggest song out. And then we watched them grow over time as friends, as peers, as supporting each other. And then say, we about to ball out and make some money together and put some respect on our careers.
And do it the right way.
It's just beautiful to see.
At the right time, it wasn't forced. And they let life take its course.
Yeah.
And you know what I love about that as well is when you say people try to get you in a moment of time,
yeah,
that's the moment of time that people try to keep them in. Literally. And then when you see this progression, it's like, bro, you're goofy for even going in that direction.
Absolutely.
But you have and I think I told Ani that worked with us, I said, man, you are like a queen, like a master of appearing and disappearing.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I live for it.
Yeah, like you know how to pop out and then you know how to and not fall off. But it's like you know how to kind of pull back. Like, you're never one that I'll be like, man, yeah, we were out last night, bro. We're at such and such.
Oh, man, I don't be anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
People always tell me they think I'm like a mirage. Like, they were like, are you really here? Like, we didn't know you'd be outside. But when it's time to,
you're going to be like a Sade. You're going to start doing stuff every 10 years.
And you know what? She got a farm.
Yeah.
So
I sure will be.
Khalees bounced to a farm. Like, what's going on? I need a farm.
And you know what? I think it's just a testament to, like, knowing what you've contributed, knowing what you're doing. And I'm not saying me, I'm saying them. Like, they know what they've given, they know what they've done. And now they're like, I also have to live the life I want to live. And that's something I've always believed in. When I take my time off, I'm like, man, I'm finna go sleep in my van and surf. I'm finna go take my kid to Disneyland. We about to go road trip to Seattle and go fishing or go in the tide pools up north. And I'm about to go just...
So you do that?
Oh, yeah.
I would love to be somewhere just off the road.
And you just roll down your window and it's me cooking breakfast in my van.
Yeah. Or just walking into, you just pull over for gas. And you're like, man, you won't believe this.
I stay getting caught at the truck stop.
Yeah, you won't believe what
And they're
I
like,
saw.
what are you doing? I'm like, the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
We're both getting gas. Look at us.
I say the same thing, man. What you doing here, man?
I'm like, well, if we're both here,
Pumping
we
gas.
must be doing the same thing.
Like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just flying around.
Yeah, I just decided to stop.
My wings.
It was like trying to get a view of the truck stop. Yeah.
Hey, man, and Cardi B is once again is killing the game.
My
and
girl.
You got, man.
Yeah.
And y'all have like a great collab history.
Yeah.
And it's always
we got
just
good
like
energy together.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And Cardi's a beast, and I love her, and I love her energy, and I love how she lives.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she know how to live in the public, private.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those, like, with me, the Eminem battle, where at the end of the 8 Mile, when he rapped everything about himself, so you couldn't say anything.
Yeah,
Cardi knows how to come on
and
say everything, so you can't say shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all have a great collab relationship as well.
You.
And I noticed always this, do y'all purposely do like one title? Like Ring and one,
Honestly, it's never been on purpose.
Oh,
she just happened to have called me multiple times
Ring
and been
safe.
like,
You know
I
what I'm
have a
saying?
song and I want you on it. And I'm like, girl, because I'm a fan of her journey. Like, I'm a fan of her impact in the world. I'm a fan of just being yourself so bad that you give people no choice but to rock with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is my jam. And she inspires me in a lot of moments where I'm terrified. Like, I've become so quiet, not out of fear, but out of just like, I don't want to deal with any of that. And she will get right on the second something happens and just correct it. And sometimes I'm like, I think I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also strong enough to deal with whatever bites back. She's also confident enough to constantly just bear whatever comes back around, or if it keeps spinning. And my biggest wish for her is to just never lose that about herself, and to never feel like slighted in that way, or feel like she has to portray something that she isn't. Because I think the reason everybody loves her is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have thick skin for that though?
I don't think it's necessarily a thick skin issue. I think it's exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have thick skin, but I become so incredibly exhausted with the mental loop of no matter how much I explain this, there will be people dedicated to not believing me or dedicated to turning it into something else. And when you realize you're a person and not a talking point, and I say this all the time, like, I feel like celebrities and artists have become like reality shows to people where, we watch reality shows and things happen to these people and we're like, dang, that was crazy. Next channel, talk about it, super crazy. Next channel, tweet about it. Before we knew reality shows were super scripted, the fact that we could watch something so chaotic happen to somebody, and the empathy and the ability to view whatever the situation is with nuance doesn't exist at all. It's just, dang, that was wild. Here's my opinion, move on. And I think that people view everyone in the limelight in that kind of way. And it's exhausting thinking about having to play into that, especially when sometimes you might say something back to somebody and they'd be like, oh my God, I love your music, queen. I didn't even mean that. I was just, this is for engagement.
Right. I didn't think you were going to answer.
Bro, I'm like, whole time you just said the craziest thing. You just made up you made me seem like I'm insane. Mm-hmm. And there's some moments.
Right. But you know what's
I'm not that.
We're starting to see so much from either what's put in our face, social media, television, and even now the things that are accepted.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild even, and not to sound too crazy, but even when you look at the current administration, right? When you look at what's going on in the world and who's running the country and the things that's happening, you would think that there were things that was like, man, I wouldn't think that these things would survive ever.
Right.
But when you look at when Donald Trump, when his first run, when he said, "Oh, I just grabbed him by the pee," I was like, "Oh, this dude is done."
No.
I was like, "Oh, he's done."
in fact still going.
Yeah, and more and more
every
and
day.
more so.
We are such a joke. I be talking to my foreign friends and they're like,
"Oh my God,
you're living on Zeus Network.
Yeah,
like your whole country is an episode of Baddies." I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
man.
starting from the top, bro. Like it's every single
we
day.
are living The
we're
Apprentice. We're living.
Have you guys seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yes. No,
or
no.
just that.
Have you seen it?
Bro, I think a reality star was the president in that movie.
Yeah.
And everything was just so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that sinister things come out, and because it's combated with so much dumb things, it's like it just gets swallowed under the dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we?
And over. And
there's
over.
so much like it's not regular dark stuff going on in this country right now. It is some sinister.
Yeah, and it's right here,
bro. Right. They're not hiding it anymore.
Yeah, no.
They're just like, now we're gonna smack an AI video over after the announcement, bro.
You know, and when I look at things today, I'm like, bro, there's changes that's gonna affect me for the rest of my life.
Everyone.
This is
everyone. I don't know who thinks they're safe, but you're not.
Yeah, this is just it. Do you get people that ever tell you almost like a LeBron, shut up and dribble? With me, it's like, you guys are being political. You know,
are you kidding?
Do you get people that tell you?
Did you see my last year? Did you see my whole last year? Oh yeah. I in fact started shutting up and dribbling because it got so bad. It got to death threat levels, like highly skilled death threat levels, not just on Instagram, I hope you die, like finding ways to send things in with details and threats and very coming from higher places calls. And then what you get is you get people online going, I'll never respect you because you got silenced. Right. Or you got quiet. How dare you? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea that I'm terrified for my life.
Right.
Like you have no idea how bad this has actually gotten. I have a family that now, because of so many lost resources, I'm scrambling. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure these things out. My whole life changed in an instant. And I think that that's just a testament to like how psychotic the world is growing to where as an artist, like, you could go from feeling confident in being able to do what you think an artist is supposed to do, which is speak out and say things and put, politics in your art, to being like, oh, wait, this is actually real. Like everything they say about being shut up or being silenced is like super real. And I think it's easier to single people out when it's only a few people at the time going hard for something versus if the entire industry spoke or if there was a giant communal uproar. And again, there's levels to all that. There's sensitivities and nuances that I'm super aware of that I think I wasn't at the time, that I think I was just super like in my bag and being like, nah, F this, you guys don't understand. Like we all gotta. And there's a lot of nuances that I learned over the last year of just like, there's some
right
going on.
Oh. Yeah.
And respectfully to your safety. You know what I'm saying?
Anyone respectfully to mine and my family's safety. There is things that we can't.
And let's leave it there too.
Yeah. Let's moving on.
And even with that, dude, we'd look out and I'm like, man, and don't join if you don't want. But even when I look at ICE, I told people, I said, man, I thought that ICE was going to be one of these things with Border Patrol. I was like, man, they're going to start to pull you over. It's going to be license, registration, proof of citizenship.
They're kidnapping.
Yeah, I thought, and people were like, no, that's not going to happen.
Out of schools and jobs and homes and churches and
they kidnapping you now from going to do the right thing for your paperwork.
And kidnapping American citizens as well. Yeah.
Being racially profiled.
It's insane.
Yeah, man.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Checking for like Spanish adjacent last names and
crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. And hopefully your new album will come out.
Yeah. Back to the music.
Let's switch reels. Yeah. All right.
Y'all knew it was gonna get like this when I came.
Boiling now, dog.
Yeah. Now we all ready to go. Struggle. Let's go.
Come on. I mean, hey, in all seriousness, I hope we all get more ready.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
To go out
and,
and get real about things.
Yeah, man. It's not gonna get any better on its
as
own.
a unit. Yeah.
It's not gonna get any better.
I did want to talk about your music because I'm a fan.
Please. Praise the Lord.
You've been through a lot. You've been through heartache. And I just love how you use those experiences and you use it to fuel your art.
Yeah.
Like, are you aware that people can like really relate to your music when you sing and when you come out and you show your experiences? Like, people really relate to that.
Yeah. I think there's a part of me that hopes that they don't when it's the sadder things. Like, there's a part of me that does get sad when I have a song on my first project called The Letter, which is about my mom. And when little girls come up to me and they're like, the letter, I'm like, dang, poor baby. Like, I'm sorry that that's the case. But then there's songs, that they go, this helped me in my divorce, or this helped me when I became a single mom, or this helped me when I was unsure about my body, or how to present, or how to come out the closet, things like that I'm like, okay, I'm grateful that I was there. I think what I want people to start doing is taking more credit for changing their own lives. Like, I think when people come up to us and they're like, you saved my life, my instant reaction is always like, you saved your life. But I'm glad that there was some type of soundtrack that like gave you a little push. But like, people need to give themselves more credit for like doing that healing, because I love music to death, and I can't say I've ever put on one song that made the changes for me in my life that ended up saving me. But it definitely gave me some perspective. It definitely gave me some push. It definitely gave me a lens or a moment to scream the lyrics in my car when I'm crying.
Right.
But I want people to give themselves a little more, credit for doing that work. Okay. It's a big labor.
No, yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And you did mention going to therapy. I also go to therapy myself, but
to my therapist.
It's hard. I was gonna ask, like, how is it easy for you to get comfortable with your therapist and be vulnerable just how you are with your music, or was it a little bit harder?
Oh, I'm an open book to a fault. Like, and also one thing about me is like, once I experience something, there's really no shame in like what it took to get to the light. If I'm completely in the dark, it's just like, you're in the dark, you're lost. I don't even think you can see yourself enough to be able to be accountable to what you contributed to the situation or what you contributed to the chaos. And I think I'm always kind of a little bit like, in complete dysregulation, I'm a little bit just like, I need help with my therapist to just get through this moment.
Right.
After I'm through it, let's reflect and let's figure out how to maybe never do that again.
Yeah.
But I have to get through it first. So a lot of times with my therapist with crisis management is just like, give me the tools I need to get through this crisis, and then let's go back. Internal crisis management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild because I come from an era where it was like, it was shrink, head doctor.
Right.
Oh, they're going to go talk, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Lobotomy. Stop it. Hey, I'm that fucking low. Yeah, just give him a lobotomy. Take his brain out. Crack his brain open.
Honestly,
but you didn't have these conversations.
Yeah.
These weren't safe places to have conversations, because these people say, oh, he or she, or
especially in POC
crazy
communities.
Oh yeah, and people of color, our communities, we just didn't have this dialogue.
Yeah,
and I love that now we can sit and we can have this dialogue, because someone needs to hear it.
Yeah,
because I thought I had, not that I thought I had the answers.
Yeah,
but there was the questions that I didn't want to have answers to, or I thought I could do it myself. And even I was at 500 pounds, right, at one point.
Wow.
And I thought I was so happy in my skin and this, that, and the other. And then I realized, I was like, man, maybe you weren't.
Yeah.
But there's certain times and certain journeys and certain conversations that when you arrive, and you're just 30. So there's a lot more arriving that you gotta figure out. Because I went to a place and I was in there, people was in their 60s and 70s, and you're almost looking like, man, what you do? But like, oh no, you arrive when you arrive.
Yeah.
And now you're doing the work, which I feel like is extremely beautiful.
It is
you can't push nobody into it either.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that silence gets loud too, though.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one thing you start to recognize when you're doing it is like, you almost end up in this cyclical, like, not reward, but like a personal reward where you notice you've done something differently. And you go, okay, and that becomes the reward.
Or handled something different.
I handled something differently. I experienced a different result. I can directly remember when I've been in a situation like this before, at a crossroad like this before, and I went the other way. I actively chose to go this way. And like those become these little moments and increments of like your little markers where like when the silence does get loud, you could almost snap and be like, the silence has been loud before.
Right.
And how did I navigate this last time? Let me maybe go through my checklist of options of things to do with myself when this silence gets deafening. And that's where I'm at with it.
How great is motherhood, though? And the reason why I
It's
asked
so cool.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked, because I thought that I was having the greatest life until
you became a dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's a purpose. There's a, I always tell people, I'm like, man, and I'm not the toughest guy in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get home.
Yeah.
By any means necessary. I'm going to get to the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have a purpose.
Yeah.
And I feel like the way that I, and I don't follow you on social media. I don't do a lot of things.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
but there is a happiness that come with a reason.
Yeah.
To do certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, I got to make an album. Okay, but I know I got to get home. I got to get to the studio. Okay, I know I got to get home.
Right.
I got to
do them 4 a.m. studio sessions, clip, done.
Yeah.
We got school. We got to be up at 7.
Yeah, man. So
Right.
the priority becomes different.
Absolutely.
And then when I ask you about the music, maybe even the creation
Come
of
second.
music.
Yeah. I mean, I think that everybody kind of should, if you're going to, I didn't like accidentally have a child. I
Right.
planned my child. So I knew like, even though it was a very rash, very quick decision, I knew at some point from very young I wanted to be a mom. And when I got into the music industry, I knew it was going to have to be a split between, putting myself into my craft and putting my time into being a mom. And fortunately, I have the coolest kid in the world who also thinks what I do is really cool. And it's like super, I record at the house for the most part. Like she comes in the room, drops her little freestyle, you know what I'm saying? Does her
Do
little
you see it in her?
She has perfect pitch.
Yeah,
she
and personality,
sings,
huh?
So much personality. But she's also like really into like watching live surgeries.
Oh.
Like she's different. Like I had the craziest video of her chilling on the couch, like watching a freaking like laparoscopic like throat surgery thing. And then she's like asking us like, oh, what's your favorite surgery? Oh, that's great. I like stomachs. Or like, can you look up a lacerated spleen? Like it's the most
she could
interesting.
be a singing like surgeon.
She could do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Say she likes both of these things, and one day she's like, I want to mold playgrounds. I want to be an iron worker. I wouldn't care what she did as long as she was happy and she felt like it was feeding her soul, and she didn't feel like she was, waking up forced to do something.
Right.
So
Oh my Lord! How young were you when you got your first tattoo?
I was 15 at the park.
So you know where I'm
14
going now.
at the park, maybe. Is she gonna get tattoos?
Would you let her?
I'll say this: I don't think you can stop teenagers from doing many things in the way, like of over sheltering them. I think that I was a sheltered kid to a certain extent, and when I busted out for real. Like I got out. I was outside
Prison
at 14,
break.
bro.
Yeah.
So I think my wish would be, and how I parent her now, is to give her all the information.
Yeah.
And I really give her all the information. Like here, I've never been like, no, don't touch it. I've been like, here's something else you can touch because it's a safe option. I'm gonna tell you why this is an unsafe option to touch that. It's hot. It can burn you. You'll end up with scars on your fingers. It's gonna hurt really bad. We might have to go see a doctor. I know you don't want to do all that. Instead of just no, because then she'll touch it just to find out why. When I could have just given her the information. And so with tattoos, it'll just be like, hey, like you may not agree with what you put on your body now. Way later, your personality is going to change a bunch. You're going to grow so much. There's also like unsafe ways to get tattoos. There are really safe ways to get tattoos when you're a real adult and you're of age. You can go into a sterile shop. All of these things. I'd rather just give her the information and, she do what she wants with that information. But if she go out and get a secret tattoo when she's 15, I'm going to be like, you're just like me for real.
Twinsies.
But you know what's
Hopefully it's one she likes forever.
The reason why I ask is because my son been asking for years.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get a tattoo. I want to get a tattoo. And even if he didn't ask, he'll just say it.
Yeah.
So just last weekend, he got his first tattoo. My son is 18 years of age.
Oh, so he did it right.
Yeah, and it was still respectful, And he didn't even know that I said yes.
Yeah.
I just knew he wanted it. It was it's a little 222 right here.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and
Angel
he,
number?
Yeah, and he's February 22nd.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So he got his 222.
Yeah, I got my birthday up right here. Look at
See?
us.
Yeah, and that's I even play. I said, you want on your neck? He's like, no, Dad. I'm like,
God, tell him, chill
but you
out.
know what's wild? It's times when he'll come in and my son plays basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll see him with his shirt off, and he's getting his size and everything. But I look like, okay, make sure it don't have thug life, or
Scanning him.
yeah, or his ex, that he's not with anymore. I'm like, Long Beach,
Crazy.
like, dude, you not gonna. You say you probably not even. Just some old dumb shit. Like, give me this. You know what I'm saying? 6'7", 6'7".
Oh,
Yeah,
free us.
Yeah.
Free us as a culture from 6'7".
Got 6'7" on him.
Seriously.
But you said you got your first tattoo in the park.
At the
What
park.
was your first tat?
I got my knuckles. They're almost gone. Like I've been getting them removed.
Oh,
For a while.
you was right in their face.
I was at the park and they was like, I walked back into school like, y'all noticed something different?
Right. Hey man, but isn't that real? You want to really show
I was like,
it?
you said I got to write on the board?
Say less.
Hey,
Yeah.
So what was it? You didn't have
They
like
were
love,
like
hate.
all these little like dumb symbols. Like my homegirl did them, who I like call my sister. Did them at the park, stick and poke. She was like, I know how to tat, and I was like, great, you could tat me. I don't know why I chose my knuckles. That was just so hard to me. I was just so.
And I love how she said she was. Like, I remember, dude. Are y'all familiar
all my
with
MySpace pictures? Like,
Have you ever heard of a watch called Tag Heuer? Yeah, I remember one time I got this Tag Heuer watch that someone purchased for me. It was $800. You couldn't tell me shit.
it was rich.
I did everything with my left wrist, so you can see my Tag Heuer. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that was like when everybody got this tattoo in high school.
Oh yeah, just
All the guys with the God's plan and the God's son, and every picture was like.
What about the famous Stars and Strap F? Remember everybody?
Oh,
would
the
start
F,
getting-
yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad that was like the generation above me. Like that skipped us entirely.
Do you have a regret tattoo?
Oh, so many.
Okay, yeah.
Bro, I am so tatted. I have cover-ups on top of cover-ups.
Oh shit.
But like, I think I was outside so young, and I was like on my own by the time I was like 14, that I was just like, I was a guinea pig. I was like, everybody was like, I just got a tattoo gun, and now I'm doing tattoos in my granny garage. Like, and they also sold weed, and they also like they also was the plug. I was like, yeah, I'm about to buy me a little eighth, and I'm about to get tatted. Yeah. Next thing you know, I have like a brass knuckle
Right.
with like teardrops and stars. Bro, I swear to God, that's under here. It's under here.
So you say you got cover up. Man, Blueface just came home. Blueface, we got him in the neighborhood tomorrow. He got logos and shit. He got like Starbucks.
And then I just seen him say he was gonna remove some of them. He was like, "Take a poll on which ones you want me to remove." I was like, "All of them." Thank you.
Where's that petition? Is it electronic or
Right, please.
or
Please, not the
it's something
logos.
coming around? Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
but the logos.
Yeah, but you said you got some too.
yeah.
I got one. And I don't know if if I get something else, it'd be like family or something. You know what I'm saying?
that's
but
standard.
I got the one I have is just this. It's just Ida's son. I'll never stop being Ida's son.
You won't.
You know
ever.
what I'm saying? Never. But
That's great.
But hey, you don't have any tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos.
Lou, no
I'm
tats?
scared of
Justin
needles.
Bieber tattoo.
Oh, sorry about
You
that.
have a Justin Bieber tattoo?
Okay, well let's wrap this up.
I got a
All right.
Cardi B tattoo.
I love that.
But Justin Bieber did it himself.
Yeah, Justin Bieber
okay,
did
Without
it.
a-
that's cool.
There's
If
a
you
story.
just had a Justin Bieber tattoo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't judging you, bro.
It was yeah.
I just wanted to
I'm
know
a
the story.
believer,
I was
bro.
just nosy.
It was one of those
I wasn't judgy. I was nosy.
crazy radio stunts, you know.
Oh, love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry about that.
What's
Lou.
your most meaningful tattoo? Do you have a meaningful tattoo?
I have my daughter's hand holding the universe, like holding a bunch of planets, like on strings off of her fingers, because I always wanted her to like know the world is hers and the universe is hers. And yeah, I think that
Powerful.
one. I got it when she was a baby. I was like holding her and getting tatted. And, yeah, it was cute.
Are you thinking about getting one?
Eventually, yeah. Sometimes I think about that because I had ear surgery. Like I was literally becoming deaf from my right ear, and so like I love music so much. So I would always think about like, imagine I never got that surgery, that where they reconstructed my eardrum,
Wow.
I wouldn't be able to listen to music.
Wow.
So what you was gonna get?
Yeah,
like a little...
probably like some music notes back here.
That's
and have
a
a big
cute little
scar. Yeah.
standard. Yeah,
I'm
that's
scared of needles,
cute.
but
Oh, okay,
I want to
well,
try
I
it.
guess
It's
fuck
not
that,
bad.
right?
It's not that bad, girl. You'll be all right.
Right.
Get a
We
little
get you
eight.
some of the little Cracker Jacks and you
Yeah.
just lick and put on there. And just try it out for like a month. See if you want to commit to
get
it.
the quarter. The
I'll go
quarter
next time
machine.
you go. You know, maybe
Good
we'll
luck,
lock
girl.
in.
I need to stay away for a little while.
Yeah.
I was too tatted.
Yes, you lived in there, huh?
Oh yeah, they know
Do you have
me.
your own tattoo gun?
No.
Oh, you should get
bold of you to assume I can draw.
It seemed like you didn't care about the other ones. You don't have to draw. You could just do somebody knuckles that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Kehlani,
leave everybody messed up.
Thank you for coming into the neighborhood.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to hear what the entire body of music is.
I can't wait for you to hear it.
And you got a great catalog. You know what I'm saying? Is that a pressure too when you know you got a catalog? Are you not in competition with yourself? But do you add an extra like pressure on because you have such a great catalog?
You know what the pressure always is for an artist? I feel like it's beating that record that they say you'll never beat. It's beating that album that they say, I don't know, she's never going to top this album for me. But what I think people don't realize is you're more emotionally connected. Like any project that you also have an emotional connection to, you're always going to compare it. Like, people always love to talk about my album, It Was Good Until It Wasn't, that came out in COVID. But I'm like, you guys are forgetting you experienced this album in COVID.
Right.
It was attached to my very public breakup at the time. You guys were getting through your own breakups. We were all younger. We were all locked in the house.
The world was different. Yeah, it was a moment.
So you can't really view that album objectively and then hear the new music and think objectively. Like, you're always you don't have an attachment to the new music.
You know how
yet.
when you're watching a movie and there's something that come on, like a song or something, and it's right at the right moment?
Right.
That's kind of almost, for me, what you're explaining right now. This was the right thing, the right moment. But also, music, also you could still listen to. Like, good music,
over and over
it's a
again,
timestamp. And it's a soundtrack to our life, but you can go back.
You still go back emotionally. Like if we're going to say certain movies that came out in the 80s are better than, people have the argument of the 80s sci-fi, like the original Star Wars versus like a Dune, right? Or like a Star Wars now. We have an emotional attachment to early Star Wars. I'm on this side. I'm on team OG Star Wars. Now, if a 10-year-old comes out and is like, objectively, this crazy CGI, super well done, whole new movie, it's better than that movie that came out in the 80s where the graphics are terrible.
And it's theirs.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
Exactly. People are just going to be attached to what was theirs.
Yeah. Like my son, I remember one time we were having this conversation and he called, and this was years ago, he called Steph Curry the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I was like, the GOAT?
Right.
No, Steph Curry's a hell of a.
Yeah,
right.
And this is years ago too.
Yeah.
I'm like, the GOAT, but that's his moment.
Exactly.
And that's his GOAT.
Exactly.
So I can't give him the lesson of, he's not listening to all that Michael Jordan or Kobe. I'm like, that's your GOAT.
Even people now will say, like, they'll be like, oh, this little inflection you did, or this some comes from XYZ, and they'll name like a peer. They'll name somebody who just came out. And you're like, dang, this is actually something I picked up when I was just learning music, when I was listening to music in the 90s. And I was listening to music that came out from that time. Like, how could this come from this peer when we're all taken from the same place? So I think, again, it's an age thing and it's an attachment thing. And I hope that this album can register on its own. I think I would say it's better than anything I've ever made, but I think you feel that way as an artist every time you make something. I think the bigger... Am I going to beat, everybody's favorite album for me? That's up to you as a listener.
I'm waiting for the artist to come in and say, it's not my best.
I knew that with my last album.
Wow.
I knew that. But my last album was me making a choice to intentionally pivot so that in the future, when I want to pivot again, it's not at random.
So it's controlled.
Yeah, I didn't. If anybody goes back and watch those interviews, I wasn't walking around saying, this is the best album I've ever made. I'm saying I wanted to experiment. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. I wanted to make a bunch of sounds. Respectfully, I'm bipolar. I made that album manic as hell. It was fun. It was a blast. I was on a roll. I was living life.
Kanye was at the crib like, this is genius.
You know what? And that's probably what I sounded like, honestly, at the time. Shout out to medication.
Period.
But I didn't walk in any of those rooms and say it was the best. I just said I made it what I wanted to make, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And I think good art is polarizing, and it was incredibly polarizing. I couldn't believe it was nominated for the Grammys. I woke up and I was like, oh, okay, we might have did a little something, even though y'all hated it. But,
do you ever think that that's the direction to, like, Jesus Christ, now I got to do it this way?
No.
Okay.
No, I think that music changes every year. I think new artists come in and with so much love, they come in and shake stuff up and allow us to kind of like, I think new artists are refreshing for me because it allows me to be like, okay, maybe people are ready to hear these kinds of things, or maybe this is what's going on, or it allows you kind of have this window into like there's this gravitational pull towards where music is kind of going when you see fresh artists come in with nothing old to compare it to. Because I think when you have old things to compare things to, that's when people kind of like brush off or don't really take in or like, just take in deeply what you're trying to do.
And then we got to be careful of the box too. Because that's
why I made
when,
that last album. I had to bust out that box.
When people say, "Oh, I miss the old Kanye, I miss the old," is that like, what are we talking about here?
It's right there.
Yeah, and also, and go get it.
You guys would also talk shit about us if we. Oh, excuse me.
No,
I haven't cussed this whole time. I could cuss this whole time.
Well, I said shit a couple times.
Okay, well, they also talk shit about us if we don't grow.
Right? Yeah.
If there's no growth, then it's like,
damned if you do,
just making the same thing over and over again. So you have to decide at that point what you want to be known for. Is it trying new things? Is it leaving some type of imprint sonically? Is it your performances? Do you want your tour to make that difference? Like, what is it? And then you got to be okay with a lot of people not liking it.
You have a title for the next album?
I sure do.
You gonna tell us?
Oh, we've already said it a bunch.
No, we didn't.
Moving on. Thank you for having me, Big Boy.
Okay,
I love you.
Let me tell you this. Don't say it.
I won't.
Write it down and I'll say it.
You will not. It's okay. We've
we've
already
said it in here.
We've already said it. And it was so lovely being on this show. Thank you. I will be making my album announcement. I'll be making my album announcement in December.
Go ahead now, man. Make sure that y'all listen out for the new album, Lovely. That's coming.
Yeah, it's in
from
this interview.
Kehlani. Hey, dude, the
it
album
might be called Justin Bieber Back Tattoo.
Hey, dude. It's like, you know how people say Kehlani is self-titled.
Oh.
Self-titled.
Kehlani.
Oh, maybe not.
Or Kehlani.
You might be close, though. You might be close. You might be close.
I might be.
You're edging it.
I thought we were vibing.
It's called the edginess of Kehlani.
Terrible boo
tomato.
Kehlani.
You wouldn't call y'all man. All righty, well, you know what? It'll be greater later.
Yeah, and
we'll find out.
We'll come do this again.
We'll find out when everybody else finds out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
just don't go to like somewhere else.
Right.
If you sitting down with the Breakfast Club,
yes,
I'm gonna be like, God damn you, Charlemagne.
God, you guys are my home. We have to do it right here.
All righty. Well, I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kehlani in the neighborhood. Big Boy's neighborhood.